with a sad story of a bus accident where at least 20 people have been killed and 10 survivors rescued after a bus they were traveling in plunged into River MWINGI in MWINGI, Kitui County. The bus was ferrying choir members to a wedding ceremony in New Catholic Church when it suddenly plunged into the swollen River MWINGI at around midday. MWINGI William with that story.
All was set for the occasion, a happy occasion at New Catholic Church where a wedding ceremony was to take place. In a bid to get to the wedding on time, the driver of the ill-fated school bus is said to have misjudged the raging waters of River MWINGI in MWINGI Central. A heavy downpour had delayed the journey for about 3 hours. The bus was ferrying choir members who were full of joy as they sang and danced. Little did they know that death was beckoning. The bus plunged into the river at around midday. Authorities confirmed that 20 people had died while 10 had been rescued. The survivors were rushed to MWINGI Level 4 Hospital for treatment. Ronald Opili, the Eastern Region Police Commander, said the driver of the bus misjudged the swollen River MWINGI following a heavy downpour. Opili says the death toll could rise as the bus had about 50 passengers.
Efforts to retrieve the bus from the submerged bus from the waters is still ongoing. But as of now, 20 bodies have been confirmed dead. The bodies have been taken to MWINGI Level 4 Hospital. And we suspect that more bodies might be trapped in the bus because the bus appears to have been having around 50 passengers on board as at the time of the accident.
With the Eastern region experiencing rains, drivers have been cautioned to be extra careful. The accident happened days after the burial of 15 people who perished in Bere North Sub-County after the driver of a minibus tried to jumpstart the vehicle on a hill. MWINGI William, KTN News.
Quite unfortunate. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Now let's start with tragic news. At least 24 people have died and 12 others rescued after a bus they were traveling in plunged into River MWINGI in MWINGI, Kitui County. The passengers, who were members of the MWINGI Catholic Church, were heading to a wedding in Noor when the tragedy occurred. And before Nur Abdulaziz brings us that report, we'd like to warn our viewers that the footage you're about to see may be disturbing.
They were set for a happy occasion, last-minute practice before continuing their journey to a wedding in Noor. Little did they know that tragedy was just around the corner. As in many other rainy seasons in the past, River MWINGI was flooded following a heavy downpour. The driver hesitated and then decided to cross the river. The bus almost made it to the other side before the unthinkable happened. In less than 2 minutes, the 51-seater bus was submerged. At the time of filing this story, 24 bodies had been retrieved from the river, while 12 people had been rescued. Many others are still unaccounted for, although it is not clear exactly how many, since witnesses say the bus was overloaded. The locals at the site say the passengers had stood on the riverbank for a long time, waiting for the waters to subside. They passed the time singing and dancing. Most of the passengers were members of MWINGI Catholic Church Choir who are to perform at a wedding. But tonight, a somber mood covers the region, with many families remembering those who did not make it home. Machakos County has dispatched an emergency search and rescue team to help with the rescue efforts.
It is with great sadness that I send my condolences to the families, to the friends of beloved people who have perished in MWINGI in that very bad bus accident. I also condole with my fellow governor, Mama Charity Ngilo, kwambia pole sana. This is a very heartbreaking time for all of us. I have mobilized
Nuru Abdulaziz, NTV.
We are now joined by Ben Kirui live from the scene of the MWINGI Bus tragedy, where our crew has set up along the river banks of NZU. Kirui, good evening. It's definitely not a good evening there, but what's the latest from where you are? The numbers increasing. We're reporting 23.
Yes, good evening Trevor. Sasa hivi giza limetanda, giza totoro, na matumaini ni kwamba mili zaidi itaweza kuokolewa ama mili zaidi itaweza kupatikana. Kwa sasa unavyoona wanakaribia ama tayari wamefunga mnyororo kwa basi hilo ili waweze kulivuruta. Hapa ni operesheni ambayo inaongozwa na maafisa wa KDF na vile maafisa kutoka kaunti ya Kitui. Sasa hivi naungana na kamanda ambaye anaendeleza operesheni hii aweze kunieleza kama wana matumaini kwamba wataweza kulivuruta ama kulitoa basi hilo. Fikia ile.
Kwa kawaida kwa majina yangu ni Benati Mwela kutoka Kitui kama mkuu wa chief officer wa Kitui. Tuna matumaini ya kwamba tutaweza kutoa hili ngari, maana tuko na challenge kidogo ya maji nazidi kuongezeka, kwa sababu ikifika masaa ya usiku maji nazidi kuongezeka. Kwa hivyo tunaomba tuvumiliane, kazi ni ngumu, usiku ni umeingia, lakini tunaweza kufaulu na kutoa mili. So tuna matumaini kubwa tutaweza kutoa mwili kabla ya giza na kesho kufika.
Naam, kamanda ambaye anaongoza operesheni nzima. Sasa hivi unavyoona hata tunaambiwa kwamba tuweze kusonga mbali kidogo ili waweze kupata nafasi ya kuvuruta basi hilo. Kwa sasa hivi kuna hofu kwamba ni zaidi ya watu 60 walikuwa wameabiri basi hili, lakini tayari familia ziko hapa ili kushuhudia tu na kutumai pia kwamba wataweza kupata mili ya wapendwa wao kabla ya giza liingie. Trevor.
Kirui, wakazi wanasema vipi? Ni kawaida mto NZU kufurika?
Naam, Trevor, awali niliweza pia kuzungumza na gavana wa kaunti hii ya Kitui ambaye alisema kwamba wakulaumiwa ni mwanakandarasi kwa sababu unavyoona sasa hivi kunayo daraja hili ambalo linafaa kuwa limekamilika sasa hivi kulingana naye. Wakazi pia wanasema kwamba hii si mara ya kwanza kwa mto huu kufurika, imekuwa ni mara kwa mara, na likifanyika hivyo watu wengi ama huweza kupoteza maisha. Kwa hivyo wanasema kwamba wanataka daraja hili liweze kukamilika haraka iwezekanavyo ili kuzuia visa kama hivyo.
Na hao wapiga mbizi ambao wako hapo ni wale professionals ama ni wakazi tu wa eneo hilo?
300 songa nyuma. Na wapiga mbizi wapo na ni wale ambao pia walisaidia kufunga mnyororo huo kwa basi hilo ambalo liko mle ndani. Kwa sasa wanasema kwamba wamesaidiana kama kadri ya wawezalo ili kusaidiana tu kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba mili zaidi yanaweza kuondolewa.
Ben Kirui. Thanks, Ben. That's Ben Kirui speaking to us live just by the river banks of River NZU there. There's still a lot of commotion there. They're still trying to retrieve the bus from that region. We know it was carrying choir members. There's a fear that they may be having more than 60 people. So far, 23 bodies have been recovered from that tragic incident. We'll keep you updated as soon as we get more information. We'll definitely let you know, and our condolences goes out to the family and friends of those who lost their loved ones in that tragic incident. So following that tragic incident, several leaders have sent in their condolence messages to the family of those who lost their loved ones in the bus tragedy. ODM leader Raila Odinga is calling for vigilance at this time of unpredictable weather. The ODM leader wants the relevant authorities to erect warning signs to alert drivers who may be new to particular roads. So his statement reads that the short rains are here with us. The rains are unpredictable in frequency and intensity. I appeal to the authorities on the ground to remain alert and guide our people during this period on the dark spots on the road, including the roads, bridges and rivers that are prone to sudden flooding and should be avoided. With vigilance and proper guidance, this accident could have been avoided.